Well, good evening. Geez, it looks like we got some noise in there. Can everybody hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up or something here. It's been a while since we've done this. It doesn't look right. Doesn't look right. Let me, okay. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me just start out that way. I'm loud. Well, that's just me. This ain't better. We'll turn it back a little bit. Turn it back a little bit. Da, 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 da. Okay. Sounds fine to you. Okay, we got a couple people in here. Let's see who else is in here. Sounds vibrating. Shouldn't sound vibrating now. This is just me and my non-singing voice. Fishes and Loves Life. City Girl Country Heart. Ben's Cover Acres. Trip H Farm. Stringfield Ridge Farm. Boston Rock 76. Bill on the Rock Homestead. Jujube 2407. Roberta's Artistic Adventures. How are you doing? How to Garden. Allison. Allison is saying, is it still staticky, Allison, or did I get that fixed? Boston Rock 76. Howdy. Honey Hollow Homestead. Geeky Gardens. City Girl Country Heart. Let's see. Little rumble, but much better now. Okay. Well, like I say, it's been a while since I've had this on here. It's been a while since we've done anything with YouTube. And I'm going to give you the story on that tonight. You won't be seeing Sherry tonight. She's not going to be on the screen, but I have one of her offspring here. That this is Kara.
Hi.
This is Sherry's baby girl.
Favorite firstborn.
Firstborn.
Favorite firstborn.
Oh, favorite firstborn.
Yes.
Favorite, she says. Okay, well, I'm not going to get involved in that. But she has come up from Florida to spend some time here. And you're going to be here for another week or so. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
So, geez, I want to thank you guys for being here. I see we got, about 26 in the room right now? Shelly on the Pine Tree Hill. Hey, well, thank you very much. I appreciate your kind words there. Like I say, we haven't been, I should say I haven't been doing much of anything. Gemini Homestead. Do you see somebody that reminds yourself of you on the screen there? I'm just kind of wondering. That is, that's Denise and Buddy. That's the one that resembles you drastically.
I've met her via Zoom.
Yes. So, all right, let me, here, I'll just put us both on the screen here. So anyway, we, couple of huge disappointments. All of our live streams, the guest interviews, we've postponed. It's in my hopes that we haven't canceled anything. We've just postponed them all. To let you know where we're at right now, we will not be attending the Homesteading Life convention in Missouri this year. That's just not going to happen. And hopefully our first venture is going to be to Kentucky to the picnic. So Springfield Ridge. That is going to be probably our first venture out. Andy's Tennessee Life and Homestead is in the room. Hello, how you doing?
Him and I, we're
Bee lady.
bedbound buddies.
What's that?
Andy's in the hospital.
Well, he's in the chat
I
here.
don't care. He's in the hospital.
I guess Andy is in the hospital. Sherry is not in the hospital now. She was for a while. It was over 2 weeks.
Yes. I see my name on the screen. I can't read it though.
And so anyway, I see Sherry has poked into the room here.
Oh, goodness.
My other name's not coming out.
Probably because you need to log in with your...
did.
Okay. If any of your profiles have access to the YouTube, that might affect it, but I'm not certain.
Okay, so anyway, let me give you a little quick story. I know we've had a lot of people ask. We've had a lot of people extend themselves that have contacted me, and I've done a horrible job at keeping everybody informed as to what all's transpiring. So that's one of the reasons for the program here tonight, and to let you know that we are not going to make the Homesteading Life Conference. This will be the first time we've missed it. Doug and Stacy do a fantastic job. It's always a good program. If you have never been, I don't know if it's sold out now or not. I've not kept track. Doug may stop in here later tonight, who knows. But they just do a fabulous job. In my humble opinion, it is the best get-together, meet-up, and it just beats Homesteaders of America. Doug just does a super job. I mean, he's got some very well-educated people there, and they do a lot of teaching. It's just a different vibe. But anyway, enough of that. So let me give you a little backstory here as to what transpired that set mine and Sherry's worlds absolutely upside down. A couple of years ago, Sherry had bariatric surgery. She had a sleeve surgery, and it was very successful. She enjoyed the fruits of that surgery. She lost a lot of weight. She felt good. She had more energy than I've seen in a long time. She'd go out and run the string trimmer all over the garden, and I mean, she was just, everything was fine except for one thing. That caused this acid reflux thing in her stomach that I guess heartburn, GERD is the word that was thrown around. So in talking with the doctor, they decided that they would do what was called a what is it, Sharon?
RNY.
RNY revision. An RNY revision, which is, it's a bariatric procedure. It's a little bit different style, but with that type of procedure, there is no the potential possibility for GERD and the stomach gases and all this stuff that was eliminated. So back in April, here's how screwed up all this is. This surgery was performed back in April, and actually I too had been looking at the possibility of bariatric surgery for myself. As you guys know, I'm a little bit round. I'm dragging more weight around than I need to be, and it doesn't seem to fall off very fast. But she had the surgery in April, and everything was normal. Came home, and for those of you that maybe don't know, they start you out on a liquid diet. Then it goes to soft foods, like, you can't eat a hot dog. You have to puree it. You have to smoosh it all up. And so it's 2, 3, 4 weeks before you can actually eat real food again, because it's getting everything built back up. And of course, in the process of doing all this, it pretty much shuts down your insides, and you're just kind of restart everything. And she came home, everything felt good. She was doing her liquid diet, and she wasn't able to drink as much as she was supposed to, I don't think, in my opinion. She may tell you different, but anyway, things kind of started to go downhill.
She was in pain then, too.
Yeah, she was in pain.
It never stopped.
Yeah, she was in pain. And we went into a follow-up to the doctor, and she had a CAT scan done. And
Not at that time.
I thought there was one.
Not the first follow-up. Nope, not my follow-up.
Maybe not on the first follow-up, because you had 3 of them done, right? I'm just okay. She's in the background here correcting me as normal, so she's obviously feeling better. Keeping me in the straight and narrow here. Anyway, we went in, and I remember, we went in. We didn't get to see the actual doctor, the surgeon. We had the nurse practitioner is who it was. So we didn't get to talk to the actual doctor.
They don't need to know the whole story.
They don't need to know the whole story. Okay, well, long story short, she suggested that her insides just weren't starting to work the way they were supposed to yet, as far as the digestive tract.
Mm-hmm. Things weren't going out.
Yeah, things weren't going out the way they were supposed to. And so this went on for another week, and she continued to have pain and continued to have pain. And and I called. I mean, I knew something was wrong, something wasn't right. And in talking to a nurse on the other end, well, they suggested some different things that we try here to get her to jumpstart her insides, from stool softeners to, and she's having fits with me right now. She's going to throw stuff at me.
These two are hilarious. My goodness, I'm telling you.
Anyway, none of that was working, but that's what they said. It just wasn't going. And I know that, if you have that issue where you're stopped up, that can cause pain. Well, her pain got worse and worse. We went into the emergency room. Took her to the emergency room one evening, and they gave her an IV, some sort of solution, I don't know what, and gave her some pain medicine. And you know, with the drugs that they can administer in a hospital, I mean, you could be cut off at waist level and not feel anything. So she felt pretty good.
They gave me morphine.
Yeah, they gave her morphine and sent us home. It was a week later, 1 week later. Oh, they also did a CAT scan at that time. They did a CAT scan at that time. So they sent us home, and she continued to have pain, and I could see it. I mean, she had tears in her eyes. She was in serious pain. I mean, I felt pretty helpless. Wasn't a whole lot I could actually. I mean, you know, what can one do? Well, it got to the point where, okay, we're going back to the emergency room, and we did. And we went in the emergency room, and she was so dehydrated by that point, she couldn't keep anything down. Let me back up a second. She couldn't keep anything down. Try to drink a bit of water, come right back up. She'd try to eat anything, it just come right back up. So in the emergency room we went, and she was so dehydrated that they had a very, very hard time getting an IV in her. They did get one IV into her, and did get some blood, and did some tests, another CAT scan, and it came back that her blood cell counts were so screwed up that she needed transfusion. And I don't remember if it was 2 or 3 or 4 units. I just don't remember. It doesn't matter. I mean, here my beautiful lady needs a blood transfusion. And then I find out that, oh gosh, they don't have the right blood here. Not that she's that odd, it's just she's that special. So they had to get the blood from Columbus. It's supposed to be there in 2 hours. Well, some 6 hours later, it's still on there. Anyway, she has got everybody's attention at this point. And in my opinion, it's about time. This was essentially the first time that the doctor that did the surgery, I think, was made actually aware of what was going on. She never got to word. Never got to word. And they tried. I don't know if you all know what a PICC line is, but it's some sort of fancy IV that I guess kind of stays in you or whatever.
Money.
Oh, Fisher's Lowell's Life. Thank you so much. Appreciate your generous donation. Thank you so much. And of course Sherry is in the chat here, so she's starting to get a little bit of her sass back. Too much of it sometimes, I think. But.
Oh my God! Hello.
Watch a kid.
No, she's type A blood, but there was something else in the blood, and I don't know. I'm not qualified to be a nurse, so I guess I don't need to know. But Andy says he knows all about PICC lines. Well, they couldn't get the PICC line in her. They tried one arm. They tried the other arm. They tried her neck.
No.
No?
The PICC line, they tried my neck, and then they tried the arm. That was it.
I was told both arms, but...
No.
All right, I'm being corrected. But anyway, they tried her neck. They tried her arm. They got it in the next day, correct? Yeah. RH over here. B lady, thank you so much for your very, very kind donations for Sherry's first hamburger and French fries. Well, she has a PICC line in her arm, Yubi. Sounds a bit overmodulated. Let me, thank you, Morgan. You're talking language I can understand. How's it sound now? So anyway, they put the PICC line in her, and the doctor that did the surgery, who we both like a lot. We have a lot of respect for this doctor. We think she's a fantastic person. Anyway, she told me, she said, she didn't know what was wrong. They couldn't determine from the CAT scan. She had no idea, because this was all kind of thrown on her with this second trip to the ER, which was that a month ago now? Mm-hmm. That was a month ago, that second trip. And we had a talk, and what she suggested she do is an endoscopy to go down and take a look from the inside out to see if she could see anything. Because it didn't make sense to her, certainly didn't make sense to any of us. And she had also talked about a camera or something, but anyway, we'll just go with this scope down her throat where she could see down inside of her esophagus and the stomach and the top part of the intestines and so forth. So they did this. It's the following morning, was it not? Yeah, the following morning. And I guess what she saw pretty much surprised her. She said what she saw was that everything looked normal until she got to the upper intestine, and then it was inflamed, and the upper intestine she used a metric measurement, but I'm going to say roughly 6 inches below the stomach, was actually swollen shut, so nothing could pass. And she didn't know what was causing it, had absolutely no idea, thought that perhaps something inside had shifted. Sherry's had some other stuff. She's had a gallbladder removed. She's had a hernia fixed, and so there was some scar tissue and stuff that they had to work around and so forth. But at that point, the doctor says, well, the only thing she needed to do at that point, she had to go in and look. So they scheduled her for surgery. That was the next day, was it not? The next day. Next day, Sherry went into surgery, and the doctor told me, and she was, like I said, she's a very articulate doctor. She's very concerned. She tells you what's going on, speaks to you well, and told me what she had planned to do. So Sherry went into surgery about 4 o'clock, And typically these type of surgeries are done laparoscopically. I may not be pronouncing that correctly, but it's the very tiny incisions that they go in and do what they need to do. In the case of Sherry's RMY revision, there's 3 small incisions, maybe an inch in length, in 3 different areas. And you just got a thing here for some wine with the burger and fries. So, the fishes and loaves life. Thank you so much. So anyway, Sherry went into surgery about 4 o'clock, and I was sitting and waiting in her room. And about 6:30, a nurse came in to talk to me, saying that Sherry was doing okay. They ran into some issues. She wasn't real articulate as to what issues and what was going on exactly, but that I shouldn't worry. Well, I mean, this is already 2.5 hours down the road. Mm-hmm. So I was left with my phone and trying to kill time and wait and wonder. And anyway, at a little bit after 9:30 at night, my phone rang. And it was the doctor saying, are you still here? I said, yeah, I'm still here. Where do you think I'd be?
You went out for burger and fries.
Yeah, I went out for burger and fries. So she came up and talked to me. At this time, it was about 9:45. And the words that the doctor told me, this was her description, not mine. When she went inside, when she opened Sherry up, she said it was like an explosion had gone off in her abdomen. It was a mess. Those are her words. Said the organs were like stringing and sticking together, and just a mess. And she said that she worked laparoscopically for 2.5 hours and just threw in the towel and said, this isn't cutting it. I've got to go deeper. And so she opened her up like you'd carve a watermelon, I guess, just literally cut her open. The picture I used for the thumbnail is not Sherry's stomach. That incision on that picture is not as large as the incision on her stomach. Just for anyone that might be interested. And of course, at this point in time, I have this vivid imagination. You know, I'm thinking, okay, the doctor's in there and got both hands deep inside of her stomach and taking the intestine out and throwing it over her shoulder and cleaning things up, and
God.
But she got her all put back together, and she said because of the late hour, because it was going into the July 4th weekend, holiday weekend, wouldn't you know, they elected for Sherry to stay under the entire night and wake her up till next morning. Just wanted her to rest. And obviously when you have that type of invasive surgery, it disturbs the body. I guess that's the best way I can say it. So, wide family farm, a little Dawn dish soap makes everything right. Okay, so at this point, they wake Sherry up the next morning, I don't know, 10 o'clock roughly. And she's in ICU. She remains in ICU for 3 days. I believe it was 3 days. And they then put her back into the general population. That's what I'm going to call it. Which I can also attest that the service level in the general population of a hospital drops from ICU.
Significantly.
ICU is very, very attentive, and the general population is not quite so much. But do not take this wrong. There are some very, very wonderful people there. I think perhaps maybe not heavily enough staffed. That's just an opinion. And I know that a hospital's like any other business, they got to pay the bills. But and of course, you always have different opinions when it's your loved ones in the hospital. But she obviously at that time the RNY revision type surgery was totally torn out and redone. Everything on her insides was taken apart and cleaned up, relubed, I don't know what you want to call it. She got reconditioned. Just think of it as fixing a motor or something. You putting in some new pistons and polishing the heads and whatever. But obviously, because of everything that is going on, they have to be very, very careful. So it's back down to CAT scan time and all this, and they made a determination that there is a small leak where the lower intestine is attached to the stomach. And the doctor said, there was a lot of scar tissue, this and that, and nothing that it won't heal on its own, but it needs time to heal. It needs time to heal. And so therefore, no food. No, Sherry has lived off of intravenous, is that a word? Intravenous eating, I guess.
Yes.
Something called TPN, which
Total perinatal nutrition.
Total perinatal nutrition, and this is something that's formulated for people. That's what they had her on in the hospital. But they said, this husband's pretty attentive. He can take care of this. We don't need to keep her here at the hospital. So yours truly is now.
But she was in the hospital for a few weeks before they sent her home.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It was over 2 weeks. But now the past 2 weeks here, I've been feeding her with these IV through her PICC line. So I've learned more than I want to know. Let me put it that way. But
this is the sickness and health part.
The sickness and health.
Vows.
Oh, the sickness and health part of the vows. Okay. Anyway, at this point in time, I can tell, in my humble opinion, Sherry is healing because she's getting pretty damn sassy.
You have a point there.
And she's sleeping now. She didn't hear me. Good thing. Anyway. Oh, she faked
half
me
lucid.
out. She faked me out. She pretends she's sleeping. She's gonna pound on me later here. But at this point in time, we're doing nothing except trying to make her comfortable. Obviously, the lack of movement, to being tied down, this stagnates the body, makes the muscles lose their tone. It has, and this happens to anybody. This happens to anybody when they, if so her legs and feet are swollen, and so it's gonna take her some time to build that back up. But at this point in time, should everything go right, she'll be on this TPN all of this week. Next Monday, when we had planned to be in Hannibal, Missouri, we will be going back to the hospital for another CAT scan. And then next Tuesday, we will be going in to visit with the doctor, and I am very much hoping at that time the doctor will say, okay, things have progressed to the point where she can start her liquid diet and start back on the road to recovery. So that's our hope. Yeah, Country Girl saying Andy can relate to the no food thing. He was on TPN for over a month and is back on liquids only now. Yeah, it's
going to be a long heal.
Yeah, it's going to take her a while. I don't expect that even when it comes time for the Kentucky meetup that she'll be at 100%, but I'm sure she'll be well on her way and doing well, and so I don't know if I know Stringfield Ridge is in here, but I don't know if Strong Enough to Bend is in here or not. They've hosted us for the past couple of years at that meetup. They've allowed us to stay at their property there. Fantastic couple. And I do want to thank everybody for all your prayers, well wishes, and all that. As far as the house here, well, the garden's almost, but not quite, a throwaway. I got the stuff planted in the custom 5-gallon buckets that I created.
The zucchini are doing good, and the peppers.
Air fryer recipes with Booger 500 US. Thank you so much.
Who posted that? Oh. She's a sweet one.
Sherry says you're a sweetheart. Booger 500. Yes, she has physical therapy and occupational therapy coming to the house here. Matter of fact, she has Both of those are going to be here tomorrow. But in the physical therapy people that have been here so far have done very well. At this point in time, it's just very, very difficult for Sherry. She has a problem picking her leg up in the air and stuff like that. But she's working on it. And right now it's relatively safe for me to stand in front of her, but that will soon change. So I am City Girl Country Heart, thank you so much. City Girl Country Heart sent you $5 for another bottle of your favorite wine. All right. Jujubi says Farmer Lily has asked about you and Smudge a lot. So, if you all have any questions, if you would, please put them in the chat there, all caps if you would. I'll try to answer. White picket fence, I am well aware. I think she's already at the point where the throwing arm is coming back, and I'm in close enough proximity. I do have to be careful. So, I don't know, like I say, if anybody's got any questions, I think I've pretty well given you, I've probably told you more what Sherry wanted me to share with you, but you guys have all been so wonderful to us. Tasha, thanks so much for your kind words. She's in the room here with us, but she's lying back in a recliner. Grace, we're doing pretty good. Smudge has found his way into the house a few times if the door doesn't get shut tight, and a couple sniffs, and then he lays down beside her. He's not jumped on her yet. Yes, I think she's going to be fine. It's always easy to look back on things, and your hindsight's 20/20. That's what they say. And Courtney's husband, thank you so much. Appreciate your super chat there. We do thank you. I had something else in mind and it just went out here. And I don't remember what I was talking about.
Something about when it's your loved one.
Oh, yeah. When I am totally convinced in my mind that I perhaps didn't do enough to stress at the to stress to the people at the hospital how sick she was. You know, and Daniel, no, we don't need a cowbell for her to shake it at me. But thank you for offering. Appreciate that very much. And Daniel says hi. She just nodded. As soon as the doctor found out Sherry was down, I mean, that's when things happened. So I had a talk with the doctor, and the doctor said that she was going to have a talk with her nursing staff because there was obviously a breakdown somewhere. There was a breakdown somewhere. Should not have gone on for as long as it did. And I just feel very fortunate that we finally got her the help that she needed, because she was it was not good, folks. It was not good at all. So, Carrie, you got anything you want to say, or?
No.
Nothing that I can think of.
Nothing she can think of. So, and for those of you that maybe came in here a little bit later, this is Sherry's daughter on the screen here with me. She is with us here from, she's a Florida person. Brenda, thank you so much. You need to do that.
I'm a Buckeye in the Sunshine State.
So I was kind of hoping that Big Bear might have been in here tonight, but I don't see them. Jilly, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Naked Gardeners, how you doing? So Sherry is finally, in my opinion, at this point in time, she has turned the corner. She's on the mend. She's obviously better now than she was a week ago.
Absolutely, she is.
Yeah. So we're just taking it a day at a time. That's all you can do. But
she's enjoying walking more now that she's untethered.
yeah, we've got the TPN has now been reduced to 18 hours a day instead of 24 hours a day. So that means she gets disconnected from the IV bag for 6 hours a day. So it gives her a little bit more freedom to make a lap around the kitchen or something. Down Under Farmer Forge, how you doing? Thank you for stopping in. Is food restricting thing taken out? Bee Lady, when you said the food restricting thing, if you're referring to what I mentioned before about her upper intestines being swollen right below the stomach or closed off, that was obviously due to, they're not 100% sure what caused it, but there was infection in her abdomen for whatever reason, somehow. Don't know if it was a minor leak, don't know, just do not know. I mean, anytime that you go under the knife, there's a risk involved. So Yes, Sherry is home. She's in the room here, here with us. She's well enough to holler at me and throw things at me, but she's not well enough to visit you folks online here yet. I guess that's the best way I can put it. So she's getting better. She is home. Naked Gardeners, we will do that. Thank you so much. Appreciate it very, very much. So, for any of you wondering, if you're interested in a shirt or some stickers or something like that for your folks, for your channels or something like that, hey, send us an email. I can still do that. Send them out to you. It's been a shift here. We made a new chair purchase. We got a lift chair for her, so to help her get up out of the chair. Mm-hmm. And I was very fortunate. Found one on Marketplace.
Yep.
It's virtually a brand new chair for about half of what it retailed for. So that was obviously a great deal for us, and Sherry has attached herself to that chair, so it must be fairly comfortable. Two Family does great coffee mugs. We can do coffee mugs, and that's one I enjoy doing. So, if you don't have anything else, I guess I've kept everybody on here long enough. I see that that a few folks have dropped off here now, but thank you all for being here. We had over 70 in here earlier.
That's awesome.
So
clearly it was your guest.
I've never done that, Brenda, but let me check on that. Fishes and Loves Life, thank you for the super chat. And don't forget about us. We'll be back. We're going to make some, we're going to have some overall changes. As y'all know, we had started those, where Sherry did start a new channel, the Nana's Menagerie. And, but this has pretty much put everything to a halt for the past...
She's sidelined.
3 months. And that's a long time to be pretty well vacant from YouTube. So I appreciate y'all being here tonight. It's been wonderful seeing y'all. And if you were planning to meet up with us at Homesteading Life Conference, I'm sorry we are not going to be there. For anybody that's going to that, tell Doug and Stacy an extra, hi from us to them. We're sorry we can't be there this year. And for those of you that can attend, to the best of my knowledge, we will be at the picnic in Kentucky. And if Stringfield Ridge is still in here, she can give you the details on that. But it's in September, I believe. And we'll look forward to meeting up with you there. So with that, Kira, guess you might as well just say
Peace.
Peace. Good night, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Thanks so much for listening to us. Thanks so much for being you. And remember, do something today that makes tomorrow better than yesterday. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.